Good day, sir. In situation 1, the applicable role is role number 14, and applicable role description is head-on situation. Situation number 2, role 13, overtaking. Situation number 3, role number 15, crossing situation. Situation number 4, role 14, head-on situation, and role 18, responsibilities between vessels. Situation number 5, role number 12, sailing vessels. Situation number 6, role number 16, action by giveaway vessel. And situation number 7, role number 19, conduct of vessel in restricted visibility. Responsibilities between vessel with short explanation. In situation 1, role 14, when two power-driven vessels are meeting reciprocal or nearly reciprocal courses so as to involve rise of collision, each shall alter her course to starboard so that each shall pass on the port side to the other. Such a situation shall be deemed to exist when a vessel sees the other ahead or nearly ahead, and by night she would see the masthead lights of the other in a line or nearly in a line, or both side lights, and by day she observes the corresponding aspect of the other vessel. In situation number 2, rule number 13, overtaking. Any vessels overtaking any other shall keep out of the way of the vessel being overtaken. Situation number 3, rule 15. When two power-driven vessels are causing as to involve rise of collision, the vessel which has the other on her own starboard side shall keep out of the way, and shall, if the circumstances of the case admit, avoid crossing ahead of other vessel. The situation would frequently arise, and it is always better to avoid a close quarter situation and go right around the stern of the other vessel rather than cross ahead of the other vessel. Of course, going around the stern may not be practical at all times, but if the situation permits, then it should be followed, and the crossing would result in small CPA. Situation number 4, which is role 14 and 18. In role 14, a power-driven vessel underway shall keep out of the way of a vessel engaged in fishing. And in rule 18, any vessel except not under command or restricted in her ability to maneuver must avoid impeding the safe passage of a vessel constrained by her draught and exhibiting the signal mentioned in rule 28. The words "if the circumstances of the case admit" are included in rule 18 to take account on the fact of some vessels, particularly vessels engaged in fishing, may be unable to take effective avoiding action in a sufficient time. A vessel required to avoid impeding the safe passage of vessel constrained by her route must, if circumstances of the case admit, take early action to allow sufficient sea room for the safe passage of other vessel. Situation number 5, rule number 12. When two sailing vessels are approaching on another one of them shall keep out of the way when each has the wind on the different side. The vessel which has the wind on port side shall keep out of the way of other. When both have the wind on the same side, the vessel which is to windward shall keep out of the way of the vessel which is to leeward. And if a vessel with the windward of the port side sees a vessel to windward and cannot determine with certainty whether to the other vessel has the wind on her port or starboard side, shall keep out of the way of the other. Situation number 6, rule number 16. Every vessel which is directed to keep out of the way of another vessel shall, so far as possible, take early and substantial action to keep well clear. Giveaway vessels should take action well in time. Estimate the speed of approach between the two vessels. Estimate the approximate time interval and take action. Do not take a late action, since this would make the stand of vessel apprehensive, and she may then take an action which would be detrimental to both vessels. Situation number 7. Rule 19. A vessel which detects by radar alone the presence of another vessel shall determine if a close quarter is developing and risk of collision exists. An alteration of the course for a vessel forward of the beam other than for vessel being overtaken. In Rule 19D, a vessel which detects by radar alone the presence of another vessel shall determine if a close quarter is developing and risk. If so, she shall take avoid action in ample time, provided that when such action consists of an alteration of course, so far as possible, the following shall be involved: an alteration of course to port for a vessel forwards of the beam other than for a vessel being overtaken, and an alteration of course towards a vessel, a beam, or above the beam. Thank you, sir.